I am Tomas Lidakevicius and this is a Great British Chef's signature series. We are in one of our iconic places, the Borough Market. We've got here a little restaurant together with the turnips. They are vegetable suppliers. You only have to make a trip here because the produce is one of the best. Puffballs just coming up in season as well, so if you've seen them before, look at this bad boy. We can cook them as a steak. I chose the dish which is going to be pan-fried ceps with Girol dumplings because that is the best season for the mushrooms. The cep at the moment is the king of the mushroom. My mum used to tell me a story about the mushroom, so there was a war against the mushrooms, the forest. He was the king, so I call it as the king of the mushroom always. Nothing done like this in London before. Great produce, great people, under the bridge, central London, all the suppliers around us, so this is the most amazing thing to do, so welcome. So for the dumplings, we're going to take some little Girols, so we're going to start from that, just get a little handful. So what we need is just a couple portions just to make a filling, and then we're going to choose the hardest stems we can get here. So the little ones, the really hard stems, really cool. So then for the last thing, we're going to take some cauliflower mushroom. We're going to pickle them. So we've got this, we're going to grab some banana shallots for the sauce and some garlic. Banana shallots, so usually look like the thinner ones. We've got 2 or 3. Beautiful roast garlic, it's a bit redder, it's get a bit more sunlight, so it's sweeter, it's not as harsh as well. And that's it. So guys, we got all the produce already, so let's go to the little kitchen and let's get cooking. So these ones are really cool when you deep fry them, but what we're going to do, we're going to pickle for the aesthetics on the plate. We're going to quickly run them under the running tap. So the next step is going to be a pickle, really easy to do. This time we're going to use rice vinegar. Choose the cup you want. Again, you don't need to be crazy amounts. I'm going to use the little container, so it's easy to do, so we don't need actual scales for that. So we're going to use 3 cups of water. So 3 water, 2 vinegar, 1 sugar. So get that in. When we mix our rice, vinegar and sugar and water, bring it to the boil, put the mushrooms in a container and then store them in the fridge for a week. So pickling liquor went over the mushrooms, leave them on the side. When it's cooled down, stick them in the fridge and keep it there. So with the mushrooms, especially the ceps, you don't want to do much to them, just clean them nicely. Because some parts we're going to be chopped inside and some the nicest ones we're going to keep for the pan frying. So yeah, it's quite easy. And then with the Girols, we just clean the bottoms and then we're going to wash them quickly. So this one just can break in half now. And you see there still might be some little things inside, but then again, it means it's fresh. So we're going to just cut around, use the nice bits. Bottoms are still really hard, so we just cut around a little bit because it's still a bit dirtyish. Now, we're cleaning the top of the cep, so with the little sponge. One of the best ways to do it, because instead of putting in the water, soaking them. So now with the ceps, when they're nice and clean, let's open up them, see what's inside. Because sometimes they got little surprises. We keep one for the garnish, we put that on the side. And this one, we're just going to chop it up nicely. Small dice. Doesn't have to be perfect. What we need is all that flavor, and the texture will be more from the Girols. So again, all these mushrooms put on the side. Crush 1 garlic. For the mix, again, is a Girols, bit of cep, ginger and garlic. So the next thing, pan is on, olive oil is in, garlic and ginger first in the pan. Couple of seconds after, we're gonna add our mushrooms. The thing is with the garlic, you can burn quite quickly, so now we're gonna add again. So when you're this in a cold, so it's gonna get the heat down a little bit, so you're not gonna burn it. So now all we need to do is fry it, so if you need, add a little bit more oil, salt. But again, all these flavors start sticking on the bottom of the pan, so keep scraping. If you really start burning, add a little bit more oil. So what we're going to do, we're going to again deglaze the pan with this. So deglazing is getting all the flavors of the bottom of the pan. So then you're adding onto the hot pan cold liquid, all the steam comes up and all the beautiness comes out. So that's what it looks like the pan now. You can already smell ginger, garlic and the mushroom flavors. And again, cleaning all the flavor down. And as well, it's easier to wash the pan after. So now, when all is done, you can add some chives inside. If you don't have chives, you can add a bit of parsley or tarragon, any herb you have. Leave it to chill and put in a piping bag. What we're going to do is make a dumpling mix. Again, it's quite simple and easy. We're gonna get some normal plain flour. We're gonna get potato starch. Again, it's easy, accessible everywhere. Water. So what we need is the 170 grams of water. So we mix the potato starch and flour. So now we're adding the boiling water into the mix. We're gonna add a little drizzle of sesame seed oil. So when it's boiling, so then you start cooking the potato starch, and it's gonna get combined with the normal flour. So now it's just a kneading process. So then you see how it's getting together. And always have a little bit of flour on the table, so we just dust it and then make it ready. If you got them ready, if you make a bigger batch, you can freeze them at home, and that's it. So yeah, you see it's becoming whiter. So now it's the texture we're looking at. Just put there. We'll just keep it on the side. So dough is rested now. Mushrooms are cooling down. Flouring the bench, rolling pin. Start rolling it. So grab the cutters. So we're gonna do some smaller sizes, we'll just go around. And then some of them bigger sizes, the same as making raviolis. So our mix, what we do is when it's cold, the best thing is just to put in a piping bag. It's easier to pipe. Cut them out, we stuff them a little bit. Then we're gonna do just take another one, thin it up a little bit, touch a little bit of water so it stuck together, two pastes together, cover them, and then you can take a little more ring just to shape them around. So now the water binds together with the flour, and then we can cut them out. That's it. Put them inside. So to the dumplings, we're going to use a steamer. So now just put them one by one. Let's go. 5 minutes. So at the moment we're going to get ready banana shallots. Usually I take the ends off, cut in half. So yeah, the shallots are much sweeter than a normal onion. So it's the best thing to use them if you can. If not, again, use the normal onion, red onion, or the white ones. And then the garlic as well is really quick. We just chop them, take the skins off. Just chop them quickly. It doesn't have to be really fine, just a little bit. So that's more than enough. And then we're gonna warm up the pan and start frying it. So the next step, warm up the pan, not crazy hot. Put some oil inside. Get the bad boys in. Sweat them there, not too much color. Just keep them stirring constantly. Then they're going to get nice and soft. All our bases of our sauces is going to be shallot, garlic, sometimes thyme. It depends on the flavor we want to get out. Sometimes we're going to put tarragon or sage. So you see the shallots and garlic, they start getting softer. So we're going to cook them a little bit longer. So now the shallots are ready. So again, it start getting all the flavor in a pan on the bottom. So what we're going to do is just going to deglaze with some white wine. We'll just pour some wine. So then just scrape everything off the pan so all the flavor comes out. So leave it to reduce a little bit, then we're gonna add some vegetable stock. So the mushroom peelings and everything we used when we make our stocks, and if it's something specific, just pure the mushroom consomme or something, we're gonna use the trimmings as well. So at the turnips, as the whole team and the market and the restaurant, we try not to waste anything so it doesn't go anything to the bin. If apple doesn't look great or garlic or something, what we're trying to do is just using our dishes, saving the produce and saving the planet. White wine is reduced halfway, so we've got really nice, smelly dry wine smell coming out. So the sauce is reduced to halfway. So what we're going to do is just going to add some milk, because when we want to do the foam, it's not going to work with the cream. So again, we added milk. We'll cook it down now again, so it gets all thicker and all the flavor together, and a pinch of salt. So what we're going to do now, when the sauce is halfway reduced with the milk, we're going to pour inside, put it on, and start blitzing. So to make it, we're going to add fresh spinach. So then we're going to start adding wasabi paste. Then we're going to start adding salt. So it's already naturally foamy here. So what we're going to do, we're going to add later on a bit of soy lecithin, which is the foaming agent made from soy. And then, yeah, just pass it off. So all the bits of the spinach which is not bleached, that stays inside the chinois. So dumplings ready, sauce is done. We just get ready for the plating. So we've got, we use some ceps, cut them nice little pieces, the head. Mushrooms in. Put the garlic inside. Put a butter. And just put some or water, or again you can put your stock. So then it kind of emulsifies and then makes the emulsion. So we reduce the heat down a little bit. And then we just cover them in. So ready to do the plating. So we have some mushroom puree. So just do a couple of dots. So to sit the dumplings on. 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna start putting some ceps. A bit more mushroom puree around. Here we've got some parsley emulsion. It's like a green mayonnaise, I would call it. And then our pickled cauliflower mushrooms. So a bit of a parsley cress. Put them there, nice and standing. Last thing we do is our foam. Here we go. Here we've got dumplings of gyros and ceps, roasted ceps on the side, pickled cauliflower mushroom and wasabi foam.